his personal space with him in it. With him in it. When you have those personal spaces, and for better understanding, these two in this instance are enemies. For lack of a better word, we're going to describe them as enemies for the next little bit here. He's got his territory, she's got her territory, and she has now physically invaded and pushed him. This is a very, very aggressive act in terms of what she's doing. What does Donald Trump do?
Go ahead, Donald.
No. I'm a gentleman. Hillary, go ahead.
Secretary Clinton.
Okay, so Donald is towards the front, and she is going to walk between him and his territory. His little, remember what we talked about, his possession. That's the definite area of territory, his possession. Donald Trump, at that point, has his back towards her. And watch. Here she goes.
Well, I think Donald was about to say he's going to solve it by...
He does not let his back be turned towards her. She's coming in from behind him at his back. He turns around and faces. It would be like, I don't know. He's not running. You got a predator coming up behind you. He's not reacting in prey mode. He's turning and facing her.
Repealing it and getting rid of the Affordable Care Act, and I'm going to fix it.
Gets very close to her. That's his
Premiums
territory.
have gotten too high, co-pays, deductibles, prescription drug costs, and I've laid out a series of actions
I'll
that
be
we
at
can
your
take
back.
to
You
try
won't
to
be
get
at my
those
back.
costs down. But here's what I don't want people to forget when we're talking about reining.
Now, the other part of this that seems really aggressive, the way I'm saying it about him, but the other part is he's not encroaching. He has given up ground. He is only giving up ground that is outside of his possession reach. Remember, our possession reach is our arm's length out. He is arm's length away from her. He is giving her that. So he has given up that side. I just want to keep my possession area.
In the cost, which has to be,
and she moves in right here. She moves in closer to his little possession circle. Remember that arm's reach length. She moves in closer. We could sit there and say that she did because she wanted to interact with that individual. It would have been very appropriate for her to do as Donald did when interacting with the woman on the other side of him from his position. There was no real need for her to come across that way. This is an aggressive personality who takes what she wants. I want that. It's not, I wouldn't say this would be a forethought. I'm doing it to, dig sand in your eyeball. This is just who she is. This is, I take it. There's nothing you can do to me. There's nothing you can take from me. It's all mine.
Everybody else, the 100 and...
Oh, and when she feels the pressure from him as he's not giving up any more ground, she moves in closer because she has the confidence built up because he gave ground to her and went to his possession and he let her have that ground. She's now pushing further in because that gave her confidence.
70 million of us who get health insurance 26, something that didn't happen before. So I want...
She keeps swaying back and forth because he's not giving up any more ground. And so she's becoming unsteady in that thought process and her aggressive push towards him. She's trying to push him. And later, as she keeps doing this, and we'll go over it, she's going to push him to where he stands behind the chair. And we'll talk about why Donald did that, for what his body is saying, why he did that. But she's pushing, trying to get him to give up even more ground. And then she's wavering because he's not pushing, he's not leaving, he's not giving it up. He's standing there. All right, she just got done. Now she's going to walk past him. And right as she gets out of his line of sight, she's keeping that up. It is like her talisman. I am claiming this territory. I'm claiming. This is mine. You can't be in my space, even though technically it's his space. She's claimed it. And right as she gets out of his line of sight, you're going to watch that arm with a microphone go down rather quickly. It goes down. Okay, I did my stand. I'm not fully confident. That's the other part of it. If she was fully confident, it would have stayed up. She would have kept it up and claimed the entire stage. But she only claimed that little bit for that little minute and didn't have enough oomph to claim the entire stage.
Mr. Trump, you have 2 minutes.
Watch this.
It is such a great
Up,
question,
up,
and it's
down,
maybe
right
the
out of his
question I
sight.
get almost more than anything else outside of
The majority of people get their health care.
I see Donald in this one. He does not face her back, but he's standing there, and now he's claiming. It's like, I'm standing here. This is my spot. We're not going to waver. He's not. It's a claim.
And the Affordable Care Act was meant to try to fill.
And this circular motion that he's doing is he's twirling. And the kid twirl. He wants to move and he can't. Or I wouldn't say he can't. He can, but mentally he's being blocked. And he will start moving eventually. He won't give her any more ground. Donald likes to pace. I probably imagine he does it at home. He paces. He's standing still. He's trying not to escalate this territory push that she keeps doing to him. Stay focused. Stay on topic. She's trying to rattle him. She's claiming territory. She's pushing him around. And he's just, I don't know, it'd be like, your plate of food, and there's a dog begging you for your plate of food. You're not allowed to do anything to the dog because it's somebody else's dog and you're in somebody else's house. So you put the plate there and you lean over it. And I hate to, describe this to a dog, but, that's what's happening. He's leaning over his plate of food because the dog won't stop begging him for it. So he's standing there, not giving up any more ground because the dog won't stop. Hillary won't stop.
And then all the people who were.
All right, she comes down again, and she's going to put the mic down before she gets around him, pretty much as she turns, because Anderson Cooper has now taken the stage from both of them. Well, in her mind, he has taken the stage from both of them. So she has given up territory to Anderson Cooper. He, on the other hand, has not given up territory to Anderson Cooper. He's still engaging him. But in her mind, she has allowed Anderson Cooper to take territory, the entire thing. And she assumes that that he is taking it from Donald Trump.
Let me follow on
I
this.
just wanted just one thing.
See?
First of all, Hillary,
I also want to say, too, as she brings it down and she realizes that he's still talking, she does a hesitation move with her arm and her body in general as it moves forward, because she's realizing he's not giving up the territory, but she does not want to appear indecisive. I'll sit there and go through that again so you can see.
Let me follow on
I
this.
just wanted just one thing.
Look,
First
See
of all,
that
Hillary,
step, it
everything's
was a
broken about it.
half-
Everything.
that
Number
step
two,
was a
Bernie
stuttered
Sanders said that
step.
Hillary Clinton has very bad.
She's going to cross back over there, face in front of this woman. Watch what Donald Trump starts doing now.
Well, thank you for asking your question. And I've heard this question from a lot of Muslim Americans across our country.
He just claimed a massive amount of territory from what she had been doing. If there were two penises in here, I don't know, it always goes back to my mind. If two guys wearing glow-in-the-dark penises fighting. Oh, let's go back over that. Look at how much territory he takes. He's standing way over here, even with his possession. He knows that she's, skirting around his possession, arm's length reach. And she just walks right past him, and the look he gives,
A lot of Muslim Americans
this is
across
mine.
our country
Back off.
because
And she gives. She gives. She gets closer to her.
unfortunately there's been a lot of very divisive said about Muslims. And even someone like Captain Khan, the young man who sacrificed himself defending our country in the United States.
I see that apparently he went because of the camera cut out on us so we couldn't see, but it looks like he walked from this position around front and then back around to the back to stand behind the chair. Now he's confident he won this little possession territory wrangling. So now I'm going to stand behind it, my arms resting on it, but it's a grab arm. He's not actually putting his entire weight on it. It's more of it's mine. It's a claim grab. She's going to move in like towards his direction in that semicircle. Watch how Donald Trump reacts.
Things. First, we've had Muslims in America since George Washington. And we've had many successful
moves in
Muslims
towards his
who just
circle.
lost.
He comes back, squares off. I was just, oh my goodness, this is, to me, it's just hilarious. He squares off with her. This is my spot, and the decision making is coming into his mind. Do I push her back? Do I push her back? And there's probably other things going in, because now he's starting to see what is really going on. Okay, I claimed it, but the instantly she started to try and take back what she lost, he squared off. And he's thinking at the same time, this face right here, unfortunately, this is getting in the way. Head back, chin up, arms down the side, feet coming into a square. And even his shoulders are back. He's starting to think, though, at the same time, the way this is right here. How much farther do I want to take this petty cockfight?
A particularly well-known one with Muhammad Ali.
He wins.
My vision of America.
She's going to walk wide here. And this is how rattled she has been by Trump not giving her the ground that she wanted. She will walk wide. She will come out this way. She'll move out this way. She just won't turn in a small circle. She comes out wide and walks around his territory and gives him a wide berth. And the man isn't even standing in front of his possession territory anymore. He's behind it.
Thank you, Secretary Clinton.
Walks
Mr. Trump,
out
in
wide.
December, you said this. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of.
All right, the next cockfight, she's now standing in front. He walks around back behind the chair, claiming his possession territory. And she lost confidence the last time. He never once crosses over to this side. You can see the carpet was really nice, but it's just high traffic over here, and this looks still pretty pristine. He does not invade her territory. He does not disrespect her, nor does he push into personal space. He's very respectful of people's property, which is definitely good for a president to have. You want them to be respectful of other people's property and personal space. Watch what she does.
Jeez. We know you want tougher vetting. That's not a perfect system. So why take the risk of having those refugees come into the country?
Well, first of all, I will not let anyone into our country
Gingerly
that I think
starts over.
poses
She
a
has
risk
not crossed
to
in
us.
front of him yet.
But there
She's
are a
building
lot
up her
of
confidence.
refugees,
He's standing
women
behind
and
that
children.
chair.
Think of that
There
picture
she
we all
goes.
saw of that 4-year-old boy with the blood on his forehead because he'd been bombed
Gingerly
by the
walks.
Russian
She's lingering.
and Syrian air forces.
She's pushing it.
There are children
And Donald comes
suffering
around
in this catastrophic
because she's standing
war,
in his territory.
largely, I believe, because of Russian.
Goes back behind this chair. He's thinking. Standing behind it or standing beside it, he's still claiming his territory. She has not encroached in the arm's length territory possession. And the thought going through his mind, this is a stupid fight. Remember what my advisors told me. Don't get into stupid fights, even body language stupid fights. Just claim your territory. Don't give up anymore, because she'll take it. And it's sad. She'll take that body language fight that she keeps going back and forth with, that she is petty on. It is very petty for this fight to keep going.